Hello Bubble Babes, I'm Juju Bubbles and welcome to my channel where I give my opinions on things I care about. And if you don't like them, then your mama stank. And if you're coming back to see a girl, you already know you a real one. Alright? Near near. Near near. Near near. Near 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 near. Near near. Near near. Okay. Alright, so welcome guys. I am so glad that you are back to see me. And yeah, I saw a little clip that I wanted to react to, so we gonna react to it, alright? So let's get into it. So if you don't know, this video clip is an interview that The Real was doing with Tami Roman, who is one of the ladies from Basketball Wives. She's probably one of my favorite people because she's so unbothered about everything. And specifically though, they were talking about her relationship with her now husband. They've been dating for years and years and years. She is I guess what you would call a MILF or a cougar, because her husband is like maybe almost 20 years younger than she is or something like that. So his name is Reggie and her name is Tami. So they've been trying to have children, but like I just said, she's a cougar, so it's been very hard and difficult for them to have kids. And also she just has like a lot of different health issues and things like that. But anyways, this is the things that they discussed in this interview, and I just thought it was interesting. So let's watch.
Definitely speak your truth. And recently, you and your husband, Reggie Youngblood,
yes,
you guys talked about that you're considering surrogacy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Any updates? Anything you want to share with us, or how were you
How's
guys
that
doing?
been?
Yeah.
It's on pause.
Is it?
Okay,
Yeah,
why?
I feel like I'm at a point where my career is starting to do and reward me for all of my efforts and the time that I've been in this business.
Yep.
And a baby for me right now would just not
Yep.
be the thing to do.
Yep.
So what I offered him was an opportunity for us to take a break for a year or two.
What?
And let him go find someone to have a child with.
Stop it.
And then when he has his baby, we could get back together.
You
So
would
wait a minute, wait a
genuinely
minute,
be
wait a
okay
minute.
with that.
Okay, so let's pause right there because that was a lot. Okay, she said a lot just in this few seconds. Okay, first she said she offered for them to take a break. First of all, a lot of people say a lot of times like it's not good to take a break. Either we're together or we're not together, right? And I understand that logic. I understand like why people would say that, but I think sometimes, I don't know how long they've been married at this point, but I'm pretty sure they've been married over maybe somewhere around 10 years. And when you get to that point, sometimes you need a break, to be honest. Sometimes, you know, things happen. Like, I don't know the nature of their relationship or, you know, their ups and downs or anything like that. But, you know, it's so hard to give an opinion on somebody else's situation or their relationship because like you just truly don't know like what's going on behind closed doors. But she said they would take a break and then he would be able to go and have a child with someone else and then come back. I have so many questions about this, but I'm gonna keep it going. And maybe they'll answer some of those questions as I go. So maybe some of the other ladies will ask.
Hold on. So
Yeah.
you're giving him permission. So what happens, let's say he follows through and has this baby. Do you help raise the baby?
I would help raise the baby. It's just I don't want to have it. I don't want to go get my eggs and all that. It's really more about him
you're
being
so
able
forward.
to have his legacy here because he's an only child.
That's important because she's not saying you're gonna go have a child with somebody else and y'all are just gonna go, you know, do whatever and then I'm not gonna be involved. She's saying she just doesn't want to carry the baby. And I think, like I said, even in this video, like you can see, like if you're looking at her, you can see like her cheeks are extremely sunken in. I think there was a picture of her. She's very, very, very frail looking right now. She's very skinny. Maybe I'll insert a picture if I can find it. And she just looks not well, and she doesn't look like she can carry a child right now, to be quite honest. So carrying a child is what she doesn't want to do, but she doesn't mind raising the child. She doesn't mind, the getting up in the middle of the night and helping out, and being a mother part. She doesn't really mind, I don't think. But I think what she's saying is she doesn't want to dedicate her time. Well, I said like being a mother, but like she doesn't want to dedicate her time to like, the raising. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I don't know. I feel like I kind of contradicted myself. Because it's like, do you not want to carry it, or do you not want to raise it? Or maybe she just wants to be able to help raise it. Maybe. We shall see. Let's keep watching.
Doesn't have children.
And he does not have any children. So it's really more for him than it is for me.
Would the baby's
selfless.
mother be around to also raise the child?
Yeah, I believe in co-parenting. I think that's a very valuable part of a child's life. If the parents aren't together, you need to learn how to co-parent.
Yeah.
And then, I could be there and love the child as if,
That is very selfless.
it was my
I
own.
can't say as a woman I would give my man permission.
Yeah.
What you get to do during that year?
Well, I'm
her career.
I am a one penis woman, so even though we will be on break, I would not entertain any other men because that would still be my husband. I'm just giving him the opportunity to go have a child.
Got it. And he can only have it with one. You find that one woman for the one child. This is not a free-for-all year.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But he said...
What did he say?
He said...
I was going to say.
I don't want that. I fell in love with you. You're the woman that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. And if God put me here and I'm not supposed to have children, then that's what it is.
How did you feel hearing that?
It was a blessing and a curse because I was like, he really loves me. But then at the same time, I felt like I was being selfish. Our relationship has a selfish element to it. Because
it's so interesting to me that she's saying that they're selfish, because I was actually thinking to myself as I was watching this that they're both actually very selfless. The fact that she's willing to put her pride to the side and say, you can go out and have a child with another woman and I'm not going to say anything. I'm like, that's very selfless. And also the fact that he's saying like, look, if it's not meant for me to have kids, like if I can't have kids with you, then I don't want to have kids with anyone else. Even though you're allowing me to go outside of the marriage and do this and that, I feel like that takes, first of all, a lot of self-control. But second of all, a great deal of selflessness. Like I think it's really interesting. She's saying that there's a selfish element there, but I don't think that that's selfish. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that's selfless or selfish? But we're gonna keep watching.
I really do want him to have children. I just can't be the person to do that.
But you know what? You can have children in all different ways now, right?
Yeah.
In terms of adoption and all.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. I
yeah.
have never heard a woman say that, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
She's a first for a lot of things, okay?
Okay, so that is the end of the video. I feel like that is such a hard place to be in as a woman who possibly may not even be able to carry children. I know that she has children. She had children with her previous husband. Like I said, she was basketball wives. So, she had to be married to somebody. So I know she has children from her previous marriage with someone. And to give up, though, your man to someone else, because she didn't say we're gonna go get a surrogate with someone else. She didn't say we're gonna, you know, allow you to artificially inseminate with someone else. She said, I'm giving you permission to go be with another woman. We're gonna take a break for a year. You can go be with another woman, have your kid, and that be it. Then we can come back together. Okay. That's like almost low key some like open marriage type stuff. That's like she gave him a hall pass for like a year. She gave him a year hall pass, okay? Because like I definitely would be like, okay, well, you can go artificially inseminate or something like that. Like, no, she's saying you can, you know, like you can go do whatever you got to do to go have a kid, like the natural way. You feel me? Like that is the part that I'm just like, sis, like hopefully, you know, I mean, although he said no, although he did say no, which is like very sweet on his part, I'm still just like, sis, like he could definitely like bring something back home. It's just like, girl, like that's a lot for me, you know. And then I was also thinking about the fact that opening your marriage up to something like this is so scary to me in so many different ways, because there's so much that can happen. Like there are so many uncontrolled variables that can take place during this time, during a year, a whole year, like taking a whole year off of your marriage. What if he falls in love with the woman? Now they have this whole family, and now you're gonna be insecure the whole rest of your marriage because they got a kid together. And it's not like they haven't been intimate, because they have. And you gave him permission. You gave him the go ahead. You know what I mean? What if the baby mama don't like you? You know what I mean? Like, what parameters would you put around this whole thing? What if she turns around and tries to sue him for child support? Because you know women do that kind of stuff. It's like, even though a man is taking care of the baby, he's in the child's life, he's getting the child, you know, half the week, they've worked out some kind of agreement or arrangement, and he's doing everything that he needs to do, the woman still sometimes, and this irks me to high heavens, she still sometimes puts him on child support just because you've seen him on TV and just because whatever, right? And it's like, why? Like, what if you get one of those? What if you get somebody that's, you know, that's crazy? What if he finds somebody? Because a lot of times you know, these men, they go out and they see a woman that looks good to them, right? I think that was like one too many curves. But she looks good to the eye, right? And they're not thinking about, I think a lot of times, like women, when they're kind of put in a situation like this, like we think about, you know, is he smart? What kind of genetics does he have? What problems what kind of problems run in their family? Alcoholism, ADHD, you know, age, all of these factors. Like we think about all of these things, but I think sometimes, like with a man, a lot of times with a man, and this just is my opinion, but I think a lot of times with a man, they just see somebody that they think looks good and maybe possibly like would make a good mom or mother, because like she cooks, she cleans, stuff like that, and they don't really take all of those other things into consideration, and then they just go and like mate with people, and it's like you don't really understand like that person's background. So like you don't really know like their parents, or you know, you don't know what kind of things you know happened in their family or anything like that may affect your child. So I think all of those things, like those things, they play a factor, and I just have so many questions. And even though he said that that's not something that he's even open to, and I think that he might change his mind because he is still very young. Like the last time I checked, he was almost in his 30s. He was around my age. I'm 28 right now. So either he's in his early 30s or he is in his late 20s, which, you know, he still has a lot of growing to do and a lot of thinking, you know, and I think it's really easy. And also, we don't know what his culture is. If he's like, you know, Nigerian or something like that, then, you know, the parents like to have a baby and continue your legacy. Like, that's like a huge thing. As a matter of fact, I think he's an islander, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember him from College Hill. Do y'all remember College Hill? Do y'all remember College Hill? Okay, so there was one episode. Hold on, wait. We got to talk about it. Just a side note real quick. We got to talk about it. There was this one episode, or there was this one, it was the Virgin Islands. Okay, this is the one that I remember him from. It was the Virgin Islands. And I remember this specifically because there was this girl, I think her name was Vanessa, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though. And she was in the house. She wasn't bothering nobody. People kept messing with her. And then one time she just blew a gasket, honey. She blew a gasket. She got a heel and she got in a fight with somebody, and all I remember was there was blood everywhere, and it was a whole thing. Everybody was talking about it at school. I remember that episode. I will never forget it. And I remember him just being on the episode like I remember this. So if I'm not mistaken, it's maybe he's from the islands. But I know, like, in those kinds of cultures, those people, they are very, you know, they're very big on like leaving a legacy in your children and things like that. So the pressure from family and the pressure from what he's been taught growing up could eventually get to him, and he may take her up on that offer, and, you know, and that'll be something that they have to deal with. But needless to say, I commend her for even being open to that, and I commend her for, you know, even giving him that option and being that selfless. And wow, I don't think, I'm not gonna say that because I tend to be a very open-minded person, but I just feel like that is a decision that is very, you really have to live with that decision, because a child, 18 years, child, it's gonna be more than 18 years, because a child is forever. You know, once they here. You know what I mean? You don't get to take a break after they 18. Like, no, you're still a parent after 18. You know what I mean? And you got to look at that child and know that that's a child that your spouse had with somebody else, which is crazy to me. But I can't say what I would or what I wouldn't do, to be honest, if my husband wanted a kid and I didn't want to give him one, or I couldn't give him one. I mean, I think at the very least we would do adoption. But at the same time, if he wanted to leave his legacy on, I might just give him the same option. I mean, I might just do it. If we couldn't afford, like, you know, for a surrogate, which we definitely can't right now. So, but if we couldn't afford a surrogate, yeah, I mean, you know, yeah. So, you guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments. This is the end of the video. Please like, share, and comment. If you are one of my day ones, please, I want to see the bubble emojis in the comments, please and thank you. Make sure that if you are not subscribed to me on Patreon, please subscribe to me on Patreon. If you're not subscribed here, subscribe here. Like, what? If you don't subscribe here, then your feet stink, period. Toe jams, toe fungus, all of that, you feel me? Also, if you would like to hang out with me, daily on any of the live streaming apps that I stream on. My link tree will be below in the description box, and all of my apps, everything, my Cashapp, my Patreon, everything will be in that link tree. And you can follow me on everything, support me on everything that you want to support me on. And also, Thanksgiving is coming up, and yes, I know it's a celebration of a massacre with the Indians and the Native Americans. I get it. I'm educated. I feel you. But I'm still gonna eat that turkey, and I'm still gonna eat my greens, and I'm still gonna eat my yams. Okay, I'm gonna go eat some good food. Okay, I'm still gonna eat. And for those of you who are, you know, for it's a celebration for family and food and just a time to be together and a time that everybody's off work, because to be honest, that's really what we celebrating, to be honest. I hope that all of you have a great time with your family, food, eat good, a day where we celebrate gluttony, you feel me, and all of that. So, you know, happy family and turkey day to you. And yeah, you guys, until next time, I love you so much. Be good to everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.